Greetings, fellow ampaholics. Today we're going to try a little change of pace in the amplifier department, and instead of a Gibson or a Fender or Valco and the other types of amps that I have been featuring, we're going to feature a 1966 Guild Thunder 1 amplifier. Most young people nowadays have never even heard of Guild, but they were once a very proud and prominent guitar manufacturer in the United States. They were founded in 1952 in New York City and moved to Hoboken, New Jersey in 1956. They stole a whole bunch of employees from Epiphone, so they had a bunch of seasoned employees making their guitars, and they were purchased by Fender in 1995. And I'm going to guess that most of the Guild guitars that are still made are probably made in Asia. Well, enough chit-chat. Let's take a look at the amp. First off is this rather remarkable two-tone grill cloth, which I have never seen the like of in any other amp. Also, the absolutely pristine condition of the grill cloth. This leads me to believe, and you'll see when we look inside, there's other evidence to confirm this, that this amp has seen very, very little use. It's a real closet queen, I think. Spent 99% of its time in the dark. We've got the chrome-plated, probably plastic Guild logo, but at least it's there. We look up here at a fairly straightforward control panel. Control panels in brushed aluminum with clearly labeled inputs, high gain and normal. We have the tremolo speed control. There is no intensity control. It's simply on or off. Separate bass and treble controls, which is nice. We have the volume with a pull for bright feature. This amp is fairly clean as it is, and I really don't think that anyone in their right mind is going to need to pull this for extra brightness. I may be wrong. There may be somebody out there that really likes that strong treble sound. But to me, pushed in and just the way it is, it has a nice warmth and just a good tube tone. We've got the pilot light and the on-off switch. Now, the pilot light on this Guild amp is a little unusual. If you watch, I'm going to turn it on, and you think, uh-oh, the bulb's burned out. Or we got a fuse that's bad. Well, no. The pilot light comes on only when the tubes warm up. Now watch, as the tubes warm up, there you go, now you're ready to play. So there's a little initial confusion of, well, is it on or not? But then when this comes on, it tells you this amp is really ready to go. The tubes are warmed up and it's time to make some music. The cabinet overall is fairly angular, kind of sharp geometric shapes. The top has the metal strips, sort of like Fender does, to reinforce the screws that are holding the amp chassis in underneath the top of the amp. Got the Fender style rubber handle with the spring steel insert that lifts up and goes back in under the little side pieces when it's down. Okay, all in all, a very sort of unusual looking amp, unusual color, a different grill cloth, angular shape, and a definite departure from the Gibson and Fender and Valco and National amps that I'm used to evaluating. But I think you're going to find it's really a nice amp, and I hope you enjoy seeing how it performs. Here's the back of the Guild Thunder 1 with the two separate back doors in place. If you followed any of my videos, you know I'm not going to like this arrangement because this one holds the heat into the tubes, and where you need to have a resonant surface for the speaker, there isn't one, it's wide open. So if anything, this is like the opposite to me of the type of back door that they should have had, but what do I know? Okay, let's take a look here. Fuse block, line polarity. It's the old deal in the old days when you had the two wires coming in and no ground. you would pick the one that hummed the least. We don't worry about that anymore because we usually convert to 3-wire plugs. Okay, and here's a nice little touch. The tube diagram and the statement, the model number, and everything are on a metal plate, not some crummy little piece of paper that's tacked on the side that is going to be destroyed in the first 10 minutes, but a nice anodized metal plate. Gill Musical Instrument Corporation. This would have been made in Hoboken. They don't say so, though, and that's kind of unusual. Okay, let's pull off these ineffectual back doors and take a look at what's inside. Well, here's the inside. It's got its original CTS, that Chicago Telephone Supply 10-inch speaker. I hope you remember from one of my Gibson videos, some of the employees of CTS split off and went to Eminence, Kentucky, and formed Eminence Speaker Corporation. Let's take a look here at these numbers. I'm going to roll it over. We see 137, which means CTS. 6 is 1966, and the 24th week of 1966. Okay, so that would fit, I think, very well in a 1966 amplifier. We look up here at the tubes, and as I am always delighted to see, the output tubes are original Guild tubes. They are 6GW8s, which is a very unusual tube. It's a combination of a triode and a pentode in one glass envelope. So where you see 2 tubes here, it's really about the same as 4 in reality, because they're 2 separate tubes within each of these glass containers. 2 12AX7s in the back. One of these shields is not original. I'm thinking it's probably this one, but they're 12AX7 preamp tubes, and one of those is going to have to be used for the tremolo. And then we have a 6CA4 rectifier, which is sort of unusual, but it does the job. Nice, healthy transformer. This is going to be, I'm guessing, output transformer and the power transformer. It all looks nice, and one special little touch that I just love is the original guarantee with the serial number 5637, and it says this is model T1 for Thunder 1 12, and I'm not sure why it says 12, because that is a 10-inch speaker. I did a little research, and they came in both forms. They were 12-inch and 10-inch. Okay, this happens to be the 10-inch version. As you can see, it is absolutely immaculately clean. And whenever I see an amp that has its original output tubes, I'm thinking it's a low mileage amp. I don't think this one's had a huge amount of use. There's just not a lot of evidence. I think this got bought, used for a while, and put in a closet. It's really in nice shape. Okay, let's seal it up and see how it sounds. Okay, let's start off with the tremolo. We've got the speed, bass, and treble all straight up, which is like a middle position. Volume is like about a third. It's got a really nice tremolo effect, I think. Okay, let's run the tremolo speed up to maximum, as fast as it'll go. Again, really nice. Okay, tremolo is off, but we're going to leave the bass, treble, and volume in the same position. Good sound. It isn't real shrill. On the internet, some people comment on how bright these things are, but this one sounds fairly mellow to me. Now, what I'm going to do is pull the brightness switch on, and that's going to change things a little. Okay, I just pulled the brightness button on, and as you're going to see, it in effect turns every guitar into a Fender Telecaster on the bridge pickup. Ready? little kind of a overdose of brightness in my opinion. Well, that about does it for today's video featuring the Gill Thunder 1 amp. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to punish you with any more guitar playing. Let the amp more or less speak for itself, although briefly. And I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I have about 33 videos out right now, all featuring just classic vintage guitar amplifiers, homemade clones of very famous classic amps, and some interesting guitar effects devices that I've built. So I would be very flattered if you subscribed, and regardless, I appreciate your time and interest, and I hope to see you again in future videos. Bye for now.